Welcome back to Hooked Up Videos Rig Rundown. We've got Thomas Pinter here today. He's a 4-time Cod Nationals champion. He's a prolific cod angler and a cod fishing guide. He's here today to take us through his bluefin. We're going to go from the trailer all the way through all the electronics, the engine, and all the modifications that Thomas has done to set his boat up to get out there and smash some big cod. We're hoping that this gives you a heap of ideas if you're a cod angler or if you're just setting up a boat for the estuary, because he's done some really cool things. So stick with us as we take you through from top to bottom this awesome little rig. Thomas, thanks for coming down and bringing your Bluefin 463. Now, we've fished together before. I was on your last boat, which was, what was the last thing you had?
A 420 Explorer.
420 Explorer, Quintrex.
Yep. Quintrex,
and then you've just moved up that little bit bigger. So this is a pretty interesting one, right? Like, well, before we get too far into the boat, let's just start off with your trailer. It's a 463. You've gone for a dual axle. What trailer is this?
Precision.
Precision. And why did you go dual axle? Because this boat probably doesn't need it.
Doing like miles, sometimes the roads aren't all the best and everything. It's not always beautiful highway driving. So it's just more of that bit of security.
Yep.
You know, I like to go over the top than be undergunned.
Trailer's served you well so far in the past 3-4 months. You've been doing some miles on it. Now let's talk about the hull. Now Bluefin is really interesting. It's a Chinese-made boat. It was originally an Australian brand. They made them here. They've moved production over to China. What led you to this boat? Like, what was your thought process that brought you here to Bluefin?
I more or less wanted that, going off my previous boat being the Quintrex 420 Explorer, I wanted that step up with horsepower, functionality, bit more space, but still remaining compact. At the same time, I still wanted that shallow draft, so you're sitting high in the water. Can still, if I'm out on Eildon, it's renowned to get choppy, still be able to get home comfortable. I can punch over 20 knots that I've had in Eildon, white capping, standing up waves. No dramas. I haven't been wet. I've copped from the side, like quartering.
Of course, you always will.
Yeah, you're going to get sprayed.
You're sitting right on the side.
Yeah, like I've never had a wave pop up over the front, even fishing and a wake boat coming past, wake surfing, and you know how high those really waves can be. Still yet to have a wave coming over the front, but even then, just as a bit of a caution, I get on the electric and accelerate just to pop. Just move away. Over. Yeah.
And you bought this from Regal Marine, right?
Yeah. Regal
so you obviously could go and see them first and check them out. And you know, the one thing, as soon as you say Chinese boat, people are going to be like, "The thing's going to fall apart. It's made in China."
Yeah.
But you haven't had any dramas. You obviously went through them, checked the welds, checked the way they were built, and you were happy with them.
Yeah. I even good friend of mine, Chris from GFab Engineering.
Yep.
We went through all the welds, the structural integrity of the boat, the way it was put together, and yeah.
And Chris is a guy that knows what he's talking about. Like, that's what he does,
He's very fussy.
Yeah.
He's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
And if there's something he doesn't like, he'll
call it out.
Yeah, no good. We've got to sort this out. No complaints with the hull, the structural build of it as such.
And you love the ride?
I love the ride. Yeah, handles some horsepower as well.
Yep. What are these? These are rated to what?
They come standard with a 60.
Yep.
But they're rated up to a 90 horsepower.
Well, let's go around the back and look at your 90. All right, man, so you've gone for the 90 with the CT gearbox, the command thrust gearbox, so you can obviously swing bigger props, stainless props and stuff. So did you spend a bit of time propping this to get the performance that you wanted? Yeah,
this was actually the first prop that went on the boat.
Yep.
But I dabbled with other props with 4-blade, 4-blade and 3-blade. I went up and down a pitch. In both, the 3 and the 4-blade. 4-blade was awesome. Whole shot was really quick. At probably lost like 5k top end.
Top end, yep.
It was like going on rails, like going around the corners, and I actually couldn't trim out that much because when I started trimming, the prop was biting the water that hard. It just wasn't lifting up or
you weren't getting the lift you wanted.
I wasn't getting the lift I wanted. So, but even with the 3-blade. I'm getting amazing whole shot as it is.
So that is Tempest Plus,
Tempest
cool.
Plus,
And who helped you prop it and everything? Was that all through Regal?
Yeah, Peter from Regal, like I was telling you earlier.
So they set up the engine and did all that. And from the start, you've got a hydraulic jack plate, which is CMS. I'm not familiar with that brand.
CMC.
CMC, sorry.
Coming out of Brisbane.
Yep. So it's an Australian-made jack plate.
Correct.
Cool. When you're at your sweet trim in the flat water of Eildon or something, what are you getting at wide open throttle?
To be honest, I can't give you a proper number just because it keeps going up, like it steadily climbs.
Well, what's the max that you reckon you've hidden?
It'd be up around 85, 86.
It's quick for a little boat.
Your cruise speed, it's super low. Like normally, even in my 420 Explorer that I had, to get up on plane, it was sitting around that 35, 40K just to get it up out the hole. Well, she was up, she was moving.
Yeah.
But this thing, when I don't even plant my foot, I just ease into it, and within 3-4 seconds, I'm up on pad, you know, doing maybe even 25K, 25K.
Nice.
But yeah, then she starts to porpoise a bit. So that's the downside of having it jacked up and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Now, the transducer is that's the Lowrance 3-in-1, is it?
Yeah, correct.
So how often are you using 2D side imaging and down imaging? Sorry, down scan and side scan, I should say.
Yeah. No, quite often, especially when, say, if I'm doing a night session, sun's still up and high, probably got an hour and a half, 2 hours before she, you know, want to start getting serious. I like to side scan.
Yep.
Obviously you have the split screen of side and down imaging.
Are you looking for structure or fish?
Bit of both, but more so the bait.
Yep.
Also I like to dabble with the general sonar.
Yep.
Put it in standard sonar mode, bump the sensitivity right up so I can see the thermocline.
Yep.
That relates heavily, coincides with the cod's behaviour. If I'm finding the thermocline up high, I'm expecting to see fish mid-water and up.
Yep.
Obviously it's a little bit of a disregard in shallower water, like 2-3 metres of water, but when you start looking at that
Eildon's
6,
a deep
7,
place, though.
8+ metres of water,
Yep.
it's amazing how much the bait coincides with thermocline. Obviously find the bait, find the fish.
Find the fish, yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
And then once you've found the bait and you think, okay, there's fish in this area, is that when you drive the live scope, you drop the live scope down and start using that?
Yeah, correct.
Awesome, okay. And then you've got a underwater light on the transom too.
Yeah.
What are you using that for?
I don't have it on while I'm fishing.
Yep.
It's more or less, say I'm at the ramp.
Yeah.
You know, put the boat on the trailer, lights up the water almost 3/4 of the way up as well.
Nice.
And then also when moving along underway at night,
People
it
can
lights
see
up the whole, you know,
Yep.
probably 15, 20 metres at the back. And
Yep.
if I, you know, hook it along, it looks pretty badass.
Yeah,
with a bit
yeah.
of a rooster at the back.
But they do have real good functional issues at the ramp, and especially like Eildon's dark. There's no lights at Dewey Creek, is there? No, so it's just pitch black.
Pretty minimal, but
Yeah.
even like putting straps on, that sort of stuff late at night,
Yep.
Or super early morning at the ramp, getting rigged up, all helps.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well let's move into the boat. We'll start from the outside because the boat's so low, and we'll just look at your rear casting platform.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so let's start talking about your rear casting platform here. Nice and clean with your hydraulic steering, which is cool. You know, your main cable's all coming through this back section. You've got 3 hatches. I'm figuring these are just batteries and build, yeah?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, just some isolating switches there, fuel filter, all that sort of stuff. Good, easy access.
Yep.
Yeah, just very simple, very functional.
And these 2 lift right out, they're not on hinges, and that's where all your batteries.
Yeah.
So you're running, I can see these are 24 volt lithiums.
Yeah, 24 volt, 75 amp. I'm running 2 batteries.
That's for the Ghost, is it?
Yeah, I'm running the Ghost and the Live.
Yep.
Off the 24 volt system.
Yep.
24 volt on the Live, giving a cleaner reading,
Yep.
cleaner image, less
Because
static.
with the Ghost, you can choose, can't you? You can run it on 12 or 24.
No, 24 or 36.
24 or 36.
Yeah,
okay.
correct. Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. And then do you have a lithium crank, or is it just an AGM crank?
No, it's, that's lithium as well. That's
You got a
100
lithium
amp.
crank?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
FPV battery systems. The crank 100 amp, obviously 12 volt. That runs accessories, so like lighting, pumps like live volt pump, aerator, sounder screens.
So just to clarify, you've got 2 24 volts.
Yep.
They're just for the electric motor.
Correct. And the live. Yep.
And the live sonar module.
Correct. Yep.
And then you are powering your lights and your sonar and everything off the lithium, which is also the crank battery.
Correct. Yeah.
And you obviously do like long nights fishing, lights, and you've got 2 cool little courtesy lights here and stuff, lights on your speakers. Have you had any issues with charge and power?
No, I've got a voltmeter as well, so I can check.
You can monitor things.
Yeah, I can keep on top of it. But doing a full, 2-3 days. Actually, since I've owned the boat, I've only hooked that crank battery up once, and it was just for a peace of mind charge.
You mean to the mains at home?
Yeah, correct.
So have you got a DC to DC converter thing charging from the engine to the battery?
No,
So in all that time, you've only charged the battery once?
Yeah, the lowest I've had it was 82%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, even over the course of Nationals, 4-day event, obviously they're 10-hour days. Yeah, that was the lowest when I was saying.
It's amazing.
Lowest I've had it, yeah, 82%.
That's and you're cranking the engine off it too.
Yeah, running 2 sounders
so that's
for
FPV
4 days.
batteries.
FPV
and where'd you get them
lithium. From FPV Lithium. They're assembled here in Melbourne.
So they're an Australian company that makes lithium batteries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the cockpit. I guess in a bass boat, you call this area the cockpit. You know, nice room for the passenger in terms of leg room, as much as I guess you can get in a bass boat. And then I like how yours dips under and you're running the hot foot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's a pretty fast boat for a small boat doing 85 Ks. It's a safety precaution, I guess, running the hot foot.
Yeah, like when you're running those sort of speeds, you'd be surprised how quick a boat weight can, you know, 100 metres away, but she can approach you very quickly. So it's much faster to back the foot off. Obviously spring loaded is tension, so you take your foot off, she pops back right off. It's, you know, and playing with a hydraulic jack plate and the trim on the fly to get your maximum speed and cruise or whatever. It's a lot more just user friendly instead of having your hand down here then up there to the original traditional gear stick. Yeah,
and you've got dual controllers. I can see like indicator style controllers. Do you know what brand they are? Like I can't see.
TH Marine.
They're TH Marine. Okay. Did you import them from the States?
Yeah, from the States. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So one's for your jacking, one's for your trim.
Yeah, that's right.
And what's it like using a hot foot getting on and off the trailer, or do you not use it for that? Use the binnacle. Is the binnacle disconnected?
Yeah, completely. That's just literally a gear stick.
So you have to use hot foot to get on the trailer and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it's okay.
No,
not an issue.
No. It actually feels like literally a parallel parking a car, pretty much.
Yeah, you get that heel and toe thing going.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay, cool. I've only ever driven a boat with a hot foot, maybe once or twice. They were bass boats and stupid fast. I can see, like, you know, you've got cool lighting down here too. You've got the JL speaker light. Is that giving you good audio, the JL system?
Yeah, very good. I was actually thinking about chucking another one in. They're 8.8 inch, I believe. More than enough. She vibrates the whole boat. Yeah, cool. Pumps out the tunes, especially because I've got one underneath there in the footwell there underneath the console, so she
amplifies. So you've got one out here and then one under.
Yeah,
okay,
one
can't see
around
from
the corner.
Here.
Yeah, amplifies and obviously gets a pretty solid bass cranking.
Does that connect through to the Lowrance?
Yeah.
Okay, so you control all your music off it and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, Name It 2000, but I do have a little head unit there onto the right side of the wheel there.
Yep, cool. We'll talk about that in a second. I like you've put your courtesy lights in, the same ones that are at the back there shining down. So it's all well lit up for the things you need to see. We'll move around, we'll talk more about what you've got on your console. All right, so you've got the quad lock for your mobile phone sitting above your ignition, which is cool. And then you've got that running into your USB port, so you've always got phone charge. This little rocker bank here, did that come with the boat? Yeah,
that comes as standard, yeah.
That's standard, okay.
Yeah.
So do you wish you had more switches?
Yeah, I would like to have a bit more room for that.
You've got hydraulic steering, C-Star hydraulic steering, which is cool. And are you NEMA-ing engine data to the Lowrance or not?
Yeah, correct.
You are?
All NEMA.
So why did you want the analog gauge too?
I just wanted that separate information. So I've got two sources of information.
Yeah, I suppose if you want full screen here of your GPS, your navigation, you can have this on. That pretty much covers your console area. Now we can talk about your sounders. You're a Lowrance Pro Staff, sponsored by Lowrance.
Yep.
You've been running it for a long time. It's obviously a big part of what you do. You can see you've got HDS 12 here up on the console. And then you've got this one mounted up on a GFab, I can see.
Yeah, this was actually a bit of a mock-up. We did it on the spot. Obviously there's glassed in timber in behind the dash for mounting purposes.
Yep.
And me and Chris, you know, digging around, we come up with something, and dude, she is bulletproof.
Chris makes awesome stuff.
Yeah.
He's a top dude too. So I can see that if you didn't have that, you would have just had to mount the bracket directly to that, which would have been not great.
Yeah, that's right. Which also the hydraulic steering helped that spacing to get the wheel off.
Come at it, you have it, bring it out a bit.
Yeah, we had to play with the height that, you know, the wheel doesn't chop out the screen at all.
Too much,
I can still see forward.
Yep, and you can tuck your legs under for driving, no worries.
Yeah, correct. Yep. Hot foot got placed literally to suit me.
To suit you, yep.
The mounting, we mocked it up, sent it away to powder coaters. That's bulletproof, but then also running across chop on that, we were a little bit skeptical if it was going to be like durable.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing that moves a little bit is the actual metal
bracket itself. Yeah,
that's the only little bit of play you get. But as you can see, like that's not moving much.
Sweet.
So,
no,
yeah.
That's awesome. And you run these Burley Pro visors. Do they make a big difference?
Huge.
Yeah.
There's many times where I used to be running across the lake, sun over my shoulder, and I'd be like dodging and weaving, trying to get that sun off the screen.
Yep.
But also, it keeps my glass of the screen clean, getting that side spray. We're talking about the ride.
Got you.
Minimal maintenance.
Yep.
And also the glass doesn't heat up.
So let's just start off, let's talking about your Lowrance features, why you love them. You're running charted waters, which is mapping.
Correct.
Of this is Lake Mulway that we're looking at now. They offer it for multiple lakes, right?
Yeah, correct.
But what it does is it gives you a vision of the lake once it's been drained, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So you're seeing what it looks like empty.
Pretty much.
So that way when you're on the water and it's full, like times like now where we're not in drought, we've got lots of water, you can see laydowns, ledges, trees, everything.
That's right. Yeah, like perfect example, it's satellite imagery, so these are actually 100% accurate.
Yep.
Literally you can be, there's also an app where you can have it connected to your phone or tablet at home, sitting on your couch going through, marking trees that you know, points of interest.
You want to fish that weekend, so you can sit there and mark out cool places you want to go fish.
So like here, this I know for a fact this is about a metre and a half of water, but all of a sudden you see something like this, where a patch of water.
So right now, at this present time, that's 1.5 metres of water.
Yeah, like all through this brown shaded area.
Yep.
About that 1.2 to 1.5 metres, but then I know for a fact that's like a 2 metre deep hole. So that becomes a point of interest.
Gotcha.
Linking up other things around the boat. So I've got audio.
Yep.
Basically my head unit for my sound system.
Yep.
Your
troll control.
And then obviously I can go through my motor settings. So, you know, temperatures and engine hours.
You can have all your data here too.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, cool.
Know,
yep.
As far as you want to take it, even with maintenance, you can punch in your so you get an alarm when your service is due and stuff like that.
It's Moose for Moose Marine, and that was a really cool boat. If you're looking for a high quality lighting solution, then come down to Moose Marine and check out our Hella Marine interactive lighting display. We have it all in display, from underwater lights, courtesy lights, deck lights, floodlights, every kind of light. And we would love to tailor a solution for you. So come down and check it out. For more information, visit moosemarine.com.au.
What are we looking at here? Is this CMAP?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay, so this is CMAP, which is Navico, Lowrance and Simrad's mapping system?
Correct, yeah.
Yep. And so you use this to mark out tracks so you can basically refollow them and you know, I'm clear, I can go, I'm not messing about.
A lot of fuel, a lot of time burnt, just doing the prep work. So when I get out in the water, there's no ifs or buts,
surprises,
no scared. It's just, all right, we're going here, bam, follow it.
All right, let's talk about the casting deck and platform, because it's obviously a really important part of a boat like this. Starting off, this hatch here looks like one of the biggest ones.
Yes.
What are you keeping here?
Yeah, this is my main tackle compartment. It was actually running the opposite way, so the handle was here, but that's something I flipped around.
So you can sit there and open it.
Yeah, correct. Just more user friendly. I've got that on a nice gas strut there.
Did you add the strut?
Yeah, that's again, bit of GFab work there, along with the piano hinge as well.
Yep.
It was topside hinges like what we've got here, but
gotcha.
Got rid of them.
So have you, all these piano hinges you've done?
Yeah, correct.
Nice, keeping a nice flat casting platform.
Yep. Keep the dance floor flat.
And you can keep a lot of tackle in here.
Yeah, this has only got a fraction of what I keep on a day-to-day sort of thing. Bit of a range.
In there. Is that gulp?
No, it's definitely not gulp. Actually.
Yeah, I told you I could smell it, man.
Dude, I reckon it is.
It is. I can smell it from a mile away. These things, no matter what they look, that wasn't even done up. They leak.
Oh, there you go.
That is leaked through your carpet.
Oh, 100%.
That's going to be gulp juice smelling forever.
Oh, delicious.
You got the grub for the yellers, huh? Yeah.
Yep. A couple of my last meteors have come on that too.
On gulp grubs? No shit.
On a little spin rod that's in here, but that's another story.
Yeah, wow,
but,
cool. If you hose this deck down because you know you're launching at yield and you're standing in the mud, you're going to get mud on the carpet and stuff. Do you have to pull all the gear out? Does water leak through?
Yeah, water does seep through. Not a whole lot.
All lockable. These hatches came with the boat.
Yep.
And what about this hatch here? What's in here?
It's a big live well.
Oh, it's your live well. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That is a good live well.
Yeah, it's got an aerator as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm on a school of yellows and I don't want to release them back down, but also the air radar serves as a purpose. So if, you know, fishing summer months and I'm catching yellows, big 2 litre, whatever, 125 Coke bottle filled with water, freezer, put it in here, fill it up.
Yep.
So then it keeps the water cold but aerates it without sucking the top water column of hot water pretty much, because down there where the yellows live,
It's much colder.
Much
So
colder.
you're chilling the water to keep the yellows alive.
Yeah, correct.
All right, now moving up, you've got these cool straps here, man. These boat buckles, these are cool. Like, is this one's for locking down your rods or your net or something?
Yeah, I use that for both. I've got one on both sides, so generally I have all my rods sitting here and going on my rod locker.
Did you buy these here or did you order them from the States?
From the States again.
They're really cool.
Yep.
Now you are linking HDS 12 up the front. That's running
16.
Sorry, 16. You obviously want the bigger screen for the live sonar or your sight or whatever you're looking at. You've got the GFab sonar pole.
Yep.
Glow in the dark handle on it. It's a new thing I saw that he released. And then he's got his new G-Rex mounts. So they're like rock solid, huh?
Oh, rock solid. Like run across chop, rough weather.
Yeah.
You can obviously lock her down a lot more. I just did bare hand, but you can back that off. And then, yeah, you can just lay your sounder down. So if you are going across a choppy lake or whatever, just lay it down, fasten her back up again.
Yep.
And then
it's all quick and easy to do.
Yeah, good to go. Also small things like a cup holder there.
Yeah, his new cup holders are cool. Drop your pliers or whatever in the front too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's good. I mean, you're spending most of your time up here, so just not having to walk back to grab your drink, being able to pop it in there is great.
I'm sick of kicking over cans of drink
and bottles and
in the
stuff.
morning.
Yeah. And is this about the depth that you run the live sonar transducer?
Yeah, I just run it so like the transducer's 100, 200 mil under. As long as it's getting water over the top of it, it'll read.
And this is active target 2?
Correct.
And you're just running the single transducer?
Yeah, I run the single. 9 times out of 10 I run it in forward mode.
In forward, okay, I was going to ask
More
that.
whaler on the flats and stuff like that. I do run it in perspective.
Yep. The scout mode.
Scout mode.
Yeah.
Scout mode across the flats in weed beds, channels.
Because you're going to see more that way.
Correct,
this is more pinpointing and directional.
Correct, yeah.
Yep.
So I can open water, say at Eildon, I can run a range out to 40 metres in like 8 metres of water and see everything.
Yep.
Whereas in, say, your 2 metres of water, you probably only get like, lucky to get 15 metres.
Gotcha.
Like 10 to 15.
And his water clarity play a big part in how well it picks up fish?
Yeah, but also the voltage. So if you run it on a 12 volt system, you get a lot more clutter.
Yep.
But that 24 volt,
Gotcha.
a lot more cleaner power, loves it. And allows you actually just see that much further in shallow water as well.
Now this is permanent. It just feeds down through the side of the deck. You can't take this off if you want to, but you're never really going to need to, are you?
No, I don't have to, but I have taken it off. So like Nationals, not being able to run live for the event.
Is that the whole event and there's no live sonar?
No live sonar. They did do at the beginning it was allowed, then there was too much of an influence on the results.
So this last year when you won, there was no live sonar?
No, completely zero.
Yep.
Go back to 2 years prior, it was 2 days on, 2 days off, being a 4-day event.
Yep.
And then before that, it was free-for-all, because obviously it was fairly new to the tournament scene.
Yep.
It was more of a, okay, see how it goes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now let's talk about the Ghost, would be the final thing.
Yep.
What do you like about it?
It's super quiet, easy. The foot pedal is minimal effort, being brushless. It's
so brushless turns faster?
Turns faster, smoother, no play. You do it as fast as you want or as slow as you want, depending on how hard you push the pedal.
So you're never using remote, all pedal?
Always pedal.
Yep.
The remote's still brand new when it's packaged.
All right, man, well, thanks for coming down.
No
we have to get on the water soon, I reckon.
That's it. Let's plan it.
All right. Thanks, bud.
No worries, mate.
Thanks heaps for watching this latest episode of Rig Rundown. Make sure you like and subscribe on our channel so you get notified about the next Rig Rundown and also all our fishing videos too. We'll have another one in about 1 to 2 weeks from now. We've got a very cool boat coming up, so stay tuned for the next one, and thanks again.